Alrighty, this is 3378 Foxridge Drive in Colorado Springs, Colorado. This is our 4-bed, 2-bath with a 2-car garage listed for $360,000. Quick look at your neighbors. You have Pikes Peak right over here. Means you would be facing south as far as your driveway. You do have another house right over here that is for sale, but I did look up that one. I think it's about $20,000 more. And then we come up here, we do have a mixture of kind of grass and weeds growing throughout. It is very level, very flat. Looks like they've trimmed up this tree. And then kind of same thing on the other yard, or side of the yard, I should say. And then as far as the exterior, there are going to be some holes right here. Just certain minor cosmetic things. I don't see many dings in the door, just some minor things right here. Yeah, just a little bit of discoloration, but nothing I'm concerned with. We don't like this. We do suggest that you keep any sort of water away from the home, at least 6 feet away. So I would suggest an extender if that's something we were interested in. And it looks just a little odd. It looks like we've re-stuccoed this area and then didn't really repaint it, or maybe it's just a little bit of sun fading and they did the same color of the stucco. But it just looks like the stucco that's been added on is a little bit darker than the paint behind it. And then garage. So 2-car garage, you would have attic access up there. You do have a hookup for a washer and dryer, so that's really cool. Window, and it looks like it's insulated in here, but it is a little bit chilly, so I'm not too sure. And then it does look like we also have some newer concrete right here for the step. So my guess is maybe this was even just separate, something along those lines, and that's why that was redone. Get that closed, I got my glasses off. Okay. So it does look like they've, if you can see, like they've painted, but just missing a couple, maybe could have used one more coat. And then we do see just a tiny bit of bowing, which is not a huge concern for the trim. And it just looks like we have, an internet or phone cable there. Just a little bit, I would say the painting could use a little bit more attention. Nothing too major, but I'm just a little bit of a perfectionist. And when something's redone, you want it to look new. That is, so older cabinets painted. This isn't quite on straight. You have plywood on the inside. You can tell this right door is just a little bit uneven. Same thing for this one, but not nearly as bad. And then the rest of your kitchen. So you have a navy blue right here, just a small chip on the bottom. And it looks like they got a little bit of paint on the floor. This is actually not marble, this is epoxy. I can feel just tiny spots of texture, or even right here specifically, you can kind of see as I move that it's not perfectly level, if you're looking at the light. Fridge, dishwasher, and then same thing here. It's a little bit more noticeable in these areas. If you can see this spot specifically. Nice kitchen, though, and especially the sink. Pretty clean under there, but they did add foam, a lot of foam. Older oven. Head out back really quickly. So wood deck, sort of a blue, not really a gray. I guess it's gray, I'm not too sure. It looks more blue to me. Guess we'll head down these stairs. We were missing a railing for something with 3 stairs. Veterans, or I should say the VA, is going to require a railing there. I do like that they put this here so you can't have, those smaller animals, but they kind of missed a couple spots anyways, so might be trapping more than it will be preventing. From the back of the home, it looks to be in pretty good shape. Once again, you're kind of able to see what I was talking about with the stucco being kind of different colors in certain spots. And then it looks like they started building a fence. Looks like there's a couple pieces that have obviously broken down. Doesn't look too stable right there. And then same thing for this one. It's just leaning back just a tiny bit that way. All right. Okay, oh, and then I noticed right here. So some more paint chipping, a little bit of dripping right there. The vinyl flooring looks to be in pretty good shape though. That looks definitely newer. I did miss your coat closet when I first walked in. Pretty good. See, like I said, it looks like you're missing a piece of trim right here, and kind of just the attention to detail. They kind of painted all over that trim there. Just some spots where we could probably use some love. Looks like they filled in some holes, and there's definitely some more holes to be filled with those screws and nails in there. And then up the stairs, we do have a little bit of older carpet. You can see it's just a little bit more worn. It doesn't look dirty. And then one other thing about this home, this is going to be sold as a short sale, just meaning that they were late on their payments. They aren't quite foreclosed yet, but they are going to need to sell their property so the bank can make their money back. Once again, messy paint, kind of all throughout right up there. So that would just mean the home is sold as is. Typically, they're a great deal. And I've definitely done several that gain you instant equity. It's just a matter of what condition the home is in and are we comfortable with moving forward, taking on, you know, what that looks like. Irregardless, you'd still be able to have an inspection, some more texture right here, some filling. So far I'm seeing all vinyl windows as well. So those are really nice. These are interesting. There we go. Just my weak hands. Okay. And then you do have a little bit of a smaller closet. I will say this is a little bit of a smaller room. And then we'll head up here. And this one actually may be smaller. It's not bad. You got a standard size closet. You're missing your doors. And then, yeah, I'm just going to say it's kind of a common theme throughout. You're going to be able to see kind of some patchiness, which it's paint. Paint can definitely be fixed. And I know people don't always love the colors that they walk into anyways, so I'm going to see if they have, once again, just a few more holes in the wall, but the carpet looks great in here. There's definitely a spot. I can see a split here in the carpet, and you can very visibly see a split right here in the carpet where they've redone it as well. So I'm guessing this is a bit older and the rooms were redone. That would be kind of where your dining table sits. And same thing, some paint touch-up needed. We head down. We have like a dog kennel, which I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, so that door's not quite on, and that one doesn't really move. Plywood. Usually there's a crawl space there, but there's not in this one. Looks like we've done a patch of carpet over here as well. And then I am seeing just a little bit of movement in this. This isn't uncommon though with these homes with the ledges, so nothing I'm super concerned with. You have a nice stove. Is this pellet or is this wood? Wood stove. Let's make sure that thing doesn't fall in the middle of my video. Okay. The rock looks great too, but once again, you can kind of see they've just painted over it in certain spots, which is a little bit frustrating. Once again, a smaller room. They're not, I mean, if you're putting your queen bed, it's probably sitting right here somewhere. Maybe just a little bit over, but it's definitely passing that light switch, which is right in the middle of the room. So just something to consider. I am also seeing a little bit more tan here. It looked like that ceiling in the other bedroom was tan as well. Then we have a bathroom. I'm not seeing light switch. There we are. So bathroom / mechanical. I'm gonna see if I can move this guy. All right. Your furnace definitely looks like it's a lot on the newer side. Actually, 21 is when it was permitted. And then your water heater looks new as well. That is a 2015 water heater, so it could be installed just a little bit later. That must be your yeah, I'm sure. Oh, it says your solar, so this could possibly be for your solar system. There is a solar system on top, and I do want to ask the agent, some rust right there. As far as the solar, if that is paid off, I wasn't really given any information as far as if the solar panels are owned, or if those are getting paid off at closing, or if they're expecting the buyer to take those on. So I will definitely check with that. That just moved. Probably just the wind, but I'm not gonna go down there because that's creepy. So there is your understair storage. Yeah, it looks pretty good down here though. Super clean. I mean, as far as, you know, the cosmetic or non-cosmetic things, all of the major items right here could use a little bit of love. But I think with some paint and, you know, a little bit of legwork, this is a beautiful home. I don't see anything structurally wrong with it. So I do think this would be a good option. Like I said, you would still have the opportunity to have an inspection and see, you know, any defects in the home. So let me know if you have any questions on this one, and I will definitely check in on the solar panels.